I saw my dad was calling, so I guess I had a hunch. I knew you had some bone issues and had to be put on painkillers. I suppose you were getting kind of old. It'll be weird to no longer see you in the morning, to hear your yelps and whines, your eternal signaling towards the great treat drawer, to hear you beg with every morsel of your being, pause at attention, eyes lasered into the back of my skull, pleading for me in the only language you know. I'll no longer feel like I'm being scrutinized at every move of my fork, every chomp, every subtle motion that left a gambit for your appetite. I'll miss this feeling, the feeling of a simple exchange between you and I, filled with tension and happiness and contentment, and then again and again and again. The world moves, people die, wars happen, earthquakes split hospitals in half, and talking heads use decibels to out-expert each other. Everything is so noisy and violent and cold and scary. And then I would see you tail-wagging, hair in a chaotic tussle. The death rattle of the world suddenly falls at the squeak of your toy. Nothing mattered more than to see you excitedly run down to the yard. Playtime. Running and catching and tugs of war. A ritual of man and beast. A noble war with unspoken rules. No nipping me, no jumping, no fake throws. You'd always win, no matter what we were playing. You had an inexhaustible reserve for games. And it was silly to think that this meant you were invulnerable to the cruel certainties of life, that one day would be the last day you squeaked that toy. Once a refuge from a world that never stood still, you finally went to rest. Oh, how many evenings of doom-scrolling, of bickering, of useless energy put into useless worrying I would trade for one last throw, one last tug of war with my furry friend. You never asked for much, a treat, a walk through the forest, to have me feel your soft brown fur. It was enough to just be. You and I. To be in this world together, experiencing the squabbling of squirrels or the pristine flow of a secluded creek. To experience the world through you was a gift. An average meal was a Michelin-level event. The discovery of a bird's nest was the greatest moment in scientific history. The presence of another dog was an event of potential romance and war. A complex display of dominance and curiosity, of excitable glances and the sniffing of butts. Here I was, concerned about girls, about grades, finances, my own mental sanity. My emotions swung from heavenly highs to lingering lows. And there you were, at each moment, greeting me with the same loyalty to happiness each and every day, to lick my tears. Sometimes it felt like an active choice, rather than a disposition. It was your duty to be happy, to not know everything. It's what kept our world running despite the darkness, a four-legged ball of pure joy that kept me going. If you could be so happy, then maybe so could I. Sometimes the images flash in a painful rotation, your deep brown eyes and how they begged for my affection, the slight reflex you had when I touched your paw, how you would sprawl out onto the couch as you slept, your sporadic snow dives where you'd emerge with a face plastered in white, that sweet spot behind your ear that made you make funny noises, your beautiful smile, your tail eternally wagging, a creature of constant motion subdued, a force of playful resilience finally put to rest. I heard that the veterinarian was very pleasant. I heard that you lay on the floor with my family as they administered the sedative. I wonder what you thought in that moment. I hope you trusted us, that you knew we were just doing what we thought was right, to end your suffering, at least a month long at this point. I wish I had been there, to tell you how much you meant to me. My brother laid there with you as you passed on. You meant so much to him. You two were best friends, adventuring companions. He grew so much because of you, learning responsibility through your scheduled morning walk and the simple beauty of nature. My mom was there too. For her, you were a constant presence of affection, a comically pestering force of positivity that could direct her to the here and now, that a creature could love you so much while asking for so little. You were the eternal spring in our coldest of winters. My dad, always the sturdy rock in the ocean of feelings and turmoil that characterizes any family emergency, well, he was there too, just as sad as the rest of us. For him, you offered a simple space for peace, the sort of wisdom that required no language, to silence your thoughts with a furry friend that wanted nothing more than to watch the deers in the yard. You were the stillness he needed in times of immense despair. You were one of my best friends, Poppy. Although the life has left you, it has not left us. And for that, cheesy as it is, I like to think that you are in some way still alive. Just by being you, you made the world a better place. I love you. Goodbye, Poppy.
Walk with me, Poppy. Walk with me, my friend. Walk with me, my doggy. You know I'll walk you till the end. Walk with me, Poppy. Walk with me, my friend. Walk with me, my doggy. You know I'll walk you till the end. Let your tongue hang out.